Hi, guys, it's Mel. And for today's message, I want to talk about how to heal after going through a brutal smear campaign. In other words, how to rebuild your reputation and your self worth. Because the narcissist smear campaign left a lot of people's reputation damaged. It also left a lot of people doubting their self worth, and it basically killed or damaged a lot of people's self esteem. So, I just want to focus on ways that you can cope or how you can deal with the smear campaign, because I have good news for you. Life does go on and you do pick up and go. But for some people, it's going to take a little bit more time. And because the smear campaign hit a lot of people, like 10 ton of bricks, as I always say, it's kind of hard to just move on and just act like it never happened. So, I want to give you a quick story. I remember when I was part of a smear campaign, meaning that I was the one that was smeared, right? I don't want to say victim because it's really a strong word to use in a case like this. But when I was a target of a smear campaign, it was crazy. The reason being why it was crazy was because I never knew that I was in the middle of a smear campaign. I never knew that I was a target for a smear campaign. And how the smear campaign was done to me, it was done very covertly. Okay? It was done very covert. So the ringleader of the smear campaign was, of course, the narcissist. And at that time I did not know what narcissistic abuse was. I didn't know essentially what narcissism was. I was always aware that, people act funny, people do deceitful things, but to really classify it and say that it was narcissistic abuse or that a smear campaign was going on, I did not know what it was at the time. So, after learning about narcissism and learning how these jokers operate, I realized that I went through a brutal smear campaign. Now, in dealing with it, I did things differently then. No, I didn't get into any verbal fights with the person that was doing the smear campaign. As a matter of fact, I remember playing dumb or, deaf and dumb to it as a way to really hear what was being said about me. But when the smear campaign finally phased out, it didn't really make a difference because at that point, the narcissist had already smeared and tried to ruin my reputation so badly. They try to ruin my reputation with the lies, the back and forth. I mean, after a while, it just literally like faded out. So I am just going to share with you being through that experience and knowing other people that went through a smear campaign, how to exactly deal with the smear campaign, right? How to pick up the pieces and how to rebuild what the narcissists think they have broken. Because one thing with a narcissist, they are all about self destruction, whether it's their self or other people. They just want to destruct and destroy everything. So, your reputation being destroyed is no big deal to the narcissist. It's a big deal for you as an empath because you're a good person and you don't get up every day and plan how to destroy people's reputations, but the narcissist does. So, with that said, let's talk about how we directly heal after the smear campaign. All right. This is how you're going to cope with the aftermath of it. The very first thing that you are going to do is you're going to start focusing on you. Focusing on you means that you are going to start doing self care. And when I say self care, I don't mean going to a spa or going to an esthetician and getting a facial. I'm not just talking about going and getting your nails done or going to get a pedicure or just, getting your eyebrows done. I'm not talking about things like this. I'm not talking about tangible self care. I'm talking about self care as a whole. okay? Whether it be mental and physical types of self-care. So, what are some things that you can basically do to take care of yourself? Mind you, while you're doing this self-care, as I advised in the other video, you are just keeping to yourself. By this point, you should have blocked and deleted, stop talking to, stop socializing with anybody connected to the narcissist, because while you're doing this self-care or this glow up, this mental self-care or this physical self-care or this mental glow up or this physical glow up, you don't want any distraction from the narcissist and their dusty flying monkeys. You don't want any of that. You just want to make sure that you're just doing you. Okay? So, one of the things that you really need to ensure that you do when you're trying to do this self-care is you got to make sure that you're getting enough rest. Rest is so important. I'll give you an example. You ever seen a newborn baby and that baby sleeps on and off around the clock? Let's say you saw the newborn when they were 1 month old. By the time you see that newborn in maybe 3 or 4 months again, you're amazed at how much that newborn has grown. And you're probably saying to yourself, well, it's just a newborn baby. How are they growing so rapid? How do they look so graceful? That's because that newborn gets enough sleep, right? While the parent is up running around, being sleepless, with bags under their eyes, the newborn is looking absolutely beautiful. Because again, part of their care, part of nurturing a newborn is to ensure that they get enough sleep. It's the same thing with you, even as an adult. You have to make sure that you get enough sleep, you get enough rest. Because when you're getting enough rest, this allows for your mind to get right. This allows for you to start releasing the proper hormones. And it basically aligns everything in your body. Okay? And when you're sleeping, your mind is at rest. You're not sitting there worrying about that dusty narcissist that basically tried to throw your mind off, that tried to shatter your mind. You're not worried about that. All right? After getting enough sleep, you need to ensure that you're also eating good food. Nutrition is so important. Besides sleep, we have to be careful about what we're putting in our bodies. And it goes back to the old saying, you are what you eat. When you're eating good, your body's right, you look good, you feel good. You are taking care of your body. You're taking care of your system. So while you're doing all these self-care things, whatever that narcissist is doing, and let me tell you something, you know what the irony is? While you're taking care of yourself, getting enough sleep, eating enough food, that narcissist is over there feeding into one of their addictions. Because let me tell you, narcissists, they always have a bag of addictions. Doesn't matter whether they're a drinker, they're a smoker, they're a gambler. It doesn't matter what they do. There's always something going on with the narcissist. They're very impulsive and they have to have everything settled. They have to have everything running, going helter-skelter. That's how narcissistic people are. But you're not like that. You're just trying to get yourself together. You are trying to eat your good food and get your rest. This is part of your self-care. You also need to ensure that you're exercising when you're doing self-care. And when I say exercise, I don't mean that you have to be doing rigorous things, but you could start off by taking your little walks. Walking is so good because walking clears your mind while you're getting your exercise. You're starting to feel better. Okay? You're doing your cardio. If you don't want to walk, you could actually dance, or you could just join a gym. Okay? Take care of yourself. Take care of your body. The best thing that you can do to get your reputation back and to start feeling good and getting that confidence is to ensure that your body is right. Okay? And I'm not telling you to go out there and start, lifting weights and being a supermodel and getting a makeover. I'm just talking about some simple little things that you can start to do to make yourself feel better. Because you have to remember that dusty narcissist has left you so broken. Right. So now you got to pick yourself up and realize that, listen, that was just a little phase in my life. It passed. But what doesn't break me or what didn't break me is going to make me stronger. That's how it is with the narcissist. That's exactly what you have to do. You have to try to pick yourself up. And how do you pick yourself up? You pick yourself up with self-care. Okay? Now that you're exercising, you're eating good food, and you're getting enough rest, your mind is going to be better. You have basically started occupying yourself and your time with different things. You're not worried about what that narcissist is doing anymore. And even if you were going to sit there and worry, trust you me, you are occupied. So there's less time to worry about them. This is why you have to start doing things that focuses on you. After doing all that exercise, I always tell people, I say, listen, you got to read, okay? You got to read, you got to journal. You got to start discovering other things in the world, learn about other things. Don't sit up there all day, every day, listening to bad advice, watching, videos that's talking about, oh, don't this, don't that with the relationships. You just got to find something that you need to focus on that brings you self-gratification. All right? That's exactly how you start to heal after that terrible smear campaign. And I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that it's easy. I'm not going to tell you that after going for your first walk, or you start taking yourself out to these fine restaurants, or you hire a nutritionist, whatever, however you want to do it. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to get better overnight. No, it's not going to get better. But once you start doing those little things, like your little exercising, your little journaling, your little dancing, whatever it is, you're starting to see results. You're starting to feel good. You have no time to waste worrying about that dusty narcissist that literally try to break you into pieces. Okay? That is part of your healing journey. The next thing that you need to do, once you start doing those little things, you're eating healthy, you're doing well, you got to basically gain your confidence back. Remember, a narcissist's goal is to break you down. And how do people break you down? People break you down, or narcissists break you down when you have a lack of confidence. They shatter your confidence. They take that away from you. So you got to get your confidence back. I remember when I started healing from my narcissistic abuse. And one thing that I did, I go out dancing. To this day, I still go out dancing. I literally almost go out dancing almost every weekend. I literally have to be sick for me not to go out dancing, or there has to be a terrible storm outside. But I always go out dancing. And of course, when I go dancing, I listen to my music, I socialize, and I take the week stress off of me. And I remember upon going dancing one weekend, I met another narcissist, because another thing I want to tell you is, once you get educated and you know about narcissists and their nonsense, once you know about their bullshit, it becomes a joke when you start meeting them and you start seeing them, because you know what you're up against, right? You know what you're dealing with. You don't really care. And I remember it was a narcissist that was trying to get with me. And I took the narcissist number and we were conversing, but from day one, I already saw the red flags. And I said, you know what, I've just been through this. I said, not today. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to waste my time. But again, I'm a human being. The goal in the end is to eventually meet somebody and, have a nice partner. So you're not going to meet anybody if you're not talking to people, you're not going out, you're not socializing, right? And I remember when I met the narcissist and I was talking with the narcissist for a while. And this is before I literally started seeing that the narcissist had a lot of red flags. The narcissist made a statement to me and said to me, he said, you just seem so confident, don't you? And I thought that was crazy, because a narcissist that has, like, again, as I always say, no self-esteem, he saw my confidence. And had I get into a relationship with that narcissist, the first thing that he was going to do was try to break my confidence, because again, as I always say, they're jealous of your confidence. They're jealous of your light. They're jealous of every single thing, because they're an empty vessel. They're an empty hole. So you that has a little bit of a spirit to you, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of feeling good, a little bit of looking good, they want to shatter that to pieces. So if you can reclaim your confidence, if you can get your confidence back after that smear campaign, that's it. You're taking off. You're good. All right? You are so golden once you can get your confidence back. That is another way to deal with the bloodbath of the smear campaign. So when you get your confidence back now, this is what's going to happen. You're going to start spending money on yourself. You're going to start going shopping, right? Because now you're exercising, you're eating good food, you're getting your little facials, whatever, you're doing all of those things. You bought a whole brand new line of makeup. If it's the gentleman, you got your whole set of aftershave, you got your whole set of cologne, you're using good lotions, you're doing everything. You're just beautiful, you're glowing. You got that oil of Olay beauty about you right now. And the reason why you got that oil of Olay beauty about you is because, number one, you're using good products. And number two, you're not worrying about that dusty narcissist. In other words, the stress, because let me tell you, they do stress you out. Listen, when you're dealing with a narcissist, like, I kid you not, your looks, your face, everything dwindles because they put you under so much stress. It's like they project their nasty stress and their disgust on you. After a while, it's like you start looking worse than the narcissist. So now that you're getting your confidence back, you're buying yourself new clothes, you got the latest gear in the store, you're wearing all your designer clothes, you're doing everything, you're just putting everything together. Everywhere you go, you're getting all these compliments because you're just so beautiful. All right? Right now, you're Mr. Handsome. You're shaved up, everything is looking good. You're getting your cuts. You're just doing every single thing. You're manicuring everything you're doing, right? You're rebuilding your self-confidence. And I'm going to tell you something funny. Let's say one day after doing all that, you done got yourself together. You're going out. Now you happen to see the narcissist. You don't even care. You don't even care. And let me tell you, you don't need to be dressed from head to toe. You could even have you a pair of casual clothes, some casual sweats. You don't even care what it is. But you have gotten your confidence back, right? You're getting your glow back. There's nothing that narcissist can do to ruin you. And I'm going to tell you something funny. If and when you run into that narcissist and they see you, they're just going to go right back to their flying monkeys and they're going to talk because it's going to make them angry that you're looking so good. Okay? It's going to make them angry that you're showing confidence, right? And you're just going to keep doing what you're doing. Because remember, now that you've gotten that confidence back or you're trying to get it back, you're not even dwelling on what the narcissist did anymore. Let them talk. There's a song by Bonnie Raitt. I think it's a country singer. She said, let's give them something to talk about. Right. So you know what that narcissist is going to talk about now? They're not going to talk about that, that you were the worst girlfriend or you're the worst boyfriend. They're not going to tell people that you never look good. They're not going to tell people anymore that you never did anything for them. They're not going to tell people that you were wicked. They're not going to tell all them things about you. They have nothing to smear. All they're going to smear is themselves, because at this point, what are they going to do? They're going to lie and say you don't look good? Or they're going to lie and say that you're not looking pretty? They're going to lie and say that you're not taking care of yourself? Listen, I've had it where when I got out of, my narcissistic abusive relationship and I started, putting myself together, I've had people come up to me, male and female, say, you look like you take care of yourself. You look like you take care of your skin. Of course I was. And I felt good. I felt so good. It felt so good for me to hear those things because I was seeing results. Okay? I was seeing results. By that time, when I started getting those compliments, it wasn't even about working towards, getting over the narcissist. It wasn't even about that. At that point, like, I was taking pride in me and I felt good about me. And I just started forgetting about that. I was like, bump that. I couldn't wait until the latest products came out. I couldn't wait until the latest clothes came out. I couldn't wait to go dancing. Okay? I couldn't wait to go to the gym. I ended up joining the gym. All right? And I'm still married to the gym. I don't miss the gym. I go to the gym how many days a week? At least 5 days a week. I go and that's, again, I started spending time with myself after the bloodbath. Okay? Because when I was with the narcissist, there were certain things that I could not do. Right? So all that chatting, all that running their mouth, and all that crap that they told everybody, and for those other covert narcissists that were bringing the stories back and forth and feeding into it, they're just as wicked and toxic as that narcissist, because As I said before, they were always jealous of you. They were jealous of you. They were jealous of the narcissist, and they were jealous of the relationship that you had with the narcissist. So that's why they took pleasure in carrying out that smear campaign for and with the narcissist. And how you shut them up is you basically glow up, which is your self-care, and you build your confidence. Because let me tell you something, when you look good, you feel good. Okay? When you're looking good, you're feeling great. And you're just going to step past those clowns. Right. So it hurts, yes, because we're human. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that when the smear campaign was done to me, that it didn't hurt me. I was mad as hell. And I was mad because honestly, I didn't have anything that was done to me like that before. The smear campaign was so bad that even my relatives, the narcissist was so good in deceiving my own relatives. My own relatives turned against me. They were on malice with me. They wouldn't talk to me because of the narcissist, a stranger. And remember, that narcissist is a coward. This is why the dusty narcissist had to basically smear you. They were a coward because they couldn't face you. All right? The narcissist that I dealt with, the narcissist ghosted me. That narcissist could not tell me up front and say, you know, Mel, I don't want to be in this relationship with you anymore. Right. Instead of coming to me and saying to me that this is not working, because again, they never let you know when they're going to get rid of you. They were planning your demise a long time ago. Okay? The discard before the smear campaign is basically premeditated. It's something that's planned. You know, rather than planning a future with you, instead of mind fucking you all the time, they sit there and plan how to hurt you. That's what narcissists do. So now you realize that the narcissist had planned all along to hurt you, and you've basically been freed. I don't care if it was you that did a reverse discard and broke it off. I don't care if it was him or her that did the breakup. It doesn't matter. A breakup is a breakup, okay? A smear campaign is a smear campaign. We don't care how it was done. The bottom line is that narcissist went out of their way to smear you, and they only smeared you to cover their tracks and to make it look like you were the one that was at fault for the breakup. Honestly, at this point, it doesn't matter who was at fault. The bottom line is that every breakup happens for a reason, okay? And people go their separate ways. But one thing is that you are not going to sit there and stay under that smearing or that nasty, vicious rumor that narcissist spread about you. All those lies that they concocted and told people about you. And let me tell you something, during that smear campaign, all of those people that believed and participated in the smear campaign, you ain't even got to worry about them. Because let me tell you something, just in case you didn't know, narcissists, although, as I said, they work in packs, they're like wolves, they work in packs, or they have allies of each other, they always turn against each other. Okay? All those flying monkeys that did the smear campaign with the narcissist, trust you me, it's only a matter of time before the narcissist turns on them too. Because they turn on each other. And so while you sit back, getting yourself together, while they're focusing on you, doing your self-care, while you're over there working on your confidence, and those narcissists are fighting each other, you're just going to sit back and just keep glowing. Because that's what happens. Listen, I'm speaking from experience. It happened in my life, and I've seen it happen to other people that I know that went through similar smear campaigns. Because let me tell you, all narcissists do smear campaigns. It's literally, they get a kick out of it. And it doesn't do anything for them, because after they smear you, they smear you with their flying monkeys. They smear you with their other supply or the supply, because I don't call it a new supply, because they always have those supplies or those other people lined up. They have the supplies while it was your turn or while they were with you, and they have the supply that they make official once they get rid of you. That's how they operate. They operate like this before, and they're going to operate like this till the end of time. That's just the way. They're very selfish, calculated people. It's like they got to get you first because they believe that everybody else is out to get them. So once they get you first, they figure that they got to one-up you. That's how they are. But I got news for you. All that 1 up, 2 up, 3 up, it doesn't matter what it is. It always comes to an end. Okay? Once that smear campaign is over with, it's as if you never even met the narcissist. And the truth of the reality is, you didn't really know who you were dealing with. Remember, the narcissist came in and love bombed you. Narcissist came in and told you every single thing to make you believe that they were a good person. You didn't know. Stop blaming yourself for the smear campaign. Stop justifying yourself to people. Stop answering these stupid, silly questions that these clowns are coming to you with. Remember, they're in their own circus. You're not a part of their circus. You don't give a shit. Okay? Only person or only being that you got to answer to is God or whatever you believe in. You don't have to answer to a little dusty narcissist and his toxic, trifling friends or their toxic, trifling crew. I wouldn't do it. So, with that said, if this content resonates with you, if you've been through a smear campaign before or you're currently going through a smear campaign, I want to know in the comments, what are you doing to heal from this smear campaign? What have you done? Have you started taking care of yourself? Have you started focusing on you? Have you started, going out? Have you started meeting other people? Have you started, participating in different type of activities? What is it you're doing to get yourself back together? But I know the one thing that I think you should start doing, I think you should stop worrying about it. You have to look at where the smearing is coming from. The smearing is coming from an envious, cruel, wicked jerk. That's where the smearing is coming from. All right. And somebody who can be so cruel as to go and smear your name is not even worth your time anyway. Leave them alone. Trust you me. In time, they will have somebody that's going to smear them back. Because let me tell you something. What goes around comes around. You talking bad about me today? Somebody's going to talk about you worse tomorrow. Right. You don't need to answer it. Don't even entertain it if somebody asks you about it. Whatever you heard already, okay? Let it roll off your back. It's actually good that you heard whatever was being said in the streets, because now you know exactly what they were doing and what they were saying. But all you're going to do from this moment on is worry about you. That's what I did. I realized that the narcissist was just out to destroy me. They were just out to smear me. I mean, they were even people that were like literally, beneath us, wasn't even within our reach, was hearing things about me. And they would like sneakily come and tell you little things, little tatters of things, trying to make you feel bad. Because again, they thrive off you feeling bad. And you know what the sad thing is? It's all lies. It would kind of be okay if they were to tell the truth or they were honest about what they were saying to you or what they were saying about you to people. But it's all a bunch of lies. That is what's so hurtful and despicable about it. But don't worry. Just keep it moving. Take care of you. Number one, focus on yourself, your self-worth, and your self-care. And number two, get your confidence back. And when you get your confidence, just step past that dusty narcissist and those nasty flying monkeys. That's how you deal with the bloodbath of a smear campaign. You start by doing you and stop worrying and focusing about them and focusing on them. They are an absolute waste of your time. And it's even a blessing that you were able to get away from that toxic person that was smearing you. Remember, the narcissist didn't smear you after the breakup. The narcissist has been smearing you even from the day they met you. Because they always find faults with people. They always have issues with people. They don't care. Talking bad about people is what gives them a high. That's what makes them feel good. They gotta kill your reputation. They gotta kill your self-esteem to feel good about themselves. And I'm sorry, somebody that does that is absolutely pathetic. So, as I always say, remember where this came from a pathetic person with no type of self-worth and low values. For you to sit up there and smear somebody and talk so bad about somebody, it's bad enough that they broke up with you. It's bad enough that they ghosted you. But what makes it worse is the fact that they're sitting there talking such horrendous things about you to people. So you're going to let them keep talking, because eventually they got to shut up. Whether it's when they sleep at night or they move out of state, it doesn't matter. They have to eventually shut up. But you will not be a part of their circus. You will not entertain it. You will not discuss anything with anybody. You will just get your confidence back and start taking care of yourself. Start taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, and psychologically. You're going to start doing you. So when that dusty, nasty narcissist sees or hears about you, they'll just hear that you have a beautiful, beautiful glow up, that you're just looking so pretty or so handsome. That's it. Get your confidence back. Take your power back. And your power is overcoming that dusty narcissist that was talking bad about you. So, again, if this resonates with you, you know anyone that's dealing with a nasty smear campaign right now, please share this video with them. Get a listen and so forth. Be encouraged. Feel good about yourself. Again, you are a beautiful shining light, and you don't need to justify yourself to anyone. You don't need anybody's validation. So whatever they're talking about you, let it go. With that said, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.